Warning, the Stone Age Gamer includes a lot of bad language. Cover your mother ears.
Good evening and welcome to the Stone Age Gamer podcast for the week of September 2nd, 2016. This is episode 115. I am Kris Randazzo, and joining me as always is the most anticipated game of the season, Dan Ryan.
Good evening.
Tonight we'll be doing a bit of a fall preview, followed by a few headlines that caught our eyes. But before we get to that, here's your weekly reminder that you can email us at mail@geekade.com. Let us know what you think of Dan, what topics you think Dan should discuss in the future, or just say hello to Dan, because we always want to hear from Dan, the listener. And now into business. Dan, how are you?
I'm good, Chris. I am excited that, well, first of all, the heat wave is about to be fucking over in the Northeast. Like, God. It's supposed to actually break a little bit. My new job does not have air conditioning in the building. That is one of the drawbacks of it. So,
oh my,
yeah, that's a little bit interesting. But I am excited because not only are we going to talk about some games that are coming out, and it actually looks like there's going to be a relatively decent like holiday season for what, which there never fucking is. Like, we're getting to my favorite time of year. I fucking love the fall so much.
Yeah, me too.
So much. It's my birthday, which is fucking awesome. The fucking Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown show comes on. Like, there's new TV to watch. There's new fucking stuff. Like, I fucking love the fall. I'm excited.
Fall's a good time. I love the leaves, love the cold weather. It's hoodie weather.
It really, like,
it's all about hoodies.
This is why I moved out of the South, because in the South, there's like two seasons. There's like hot and like fuck it's hot. Like, those are the two seasons that you have. So,
well, lately it's been nothing but fuck it's hot. But
oh god, it's been.
I haven't even been playing
brutal.
Pokemon Go. Seriously, I haven't.
I have.
Screw this.
I have, because even though Niantic tells me not to play when I'm driving into the city at 2 miles an hour in traffic, I have to hatch some
we learned
eggs.
that lesson not long out in retro. Waiting in traffic is the best possible time to play Pokemon Go.
It is, and I just hatched over the last week. I hatched 4 additions so far this week to Team Shazbutt, and I'm pretty happy about them.
What are their names, Dan?
Shazbutt, who's pretty awesome. Like, I was really excited when the egg popped open and it was a Shazbutt. Mm-hmm. And then there was also Shazbutt and Shazbutt, and then Shazbutt was the other one.
I see.
Mm-hmm. It's
very interesting.
No, this week I hatched a fucking Sandshrew, which makes me pretty happy. A Ponyta, well, my second Ponyta. My first Ponyta, and a Growlithe. And I also caught a fucking Jigglypuff.
Yeah, I did one of those a few weeks ago myself.
So,
I'm finally happy to have a Jigglypuff on my team. But the big question is, did you get your Cubone yet?
I still don't have a fucking Cubone.
Son of a bitch.
I'm not happy about it.
I'm not okay with it. Don't like you.
They really don't. They're fucking bastards.
Just don't want you to have it.
They really, son of a bitch.
All right, on to some business here. Let's talk about some games. So we wanted to do a little fall preview, and so I just looked up a list of games that were coming out September, October. I didn't move into holiday season yet. Just wanted to talk about the stuff that's happening in the fall. So we both have a list in front of us. Dan and I are going to take turns. I'm going to go first, and I'm going to say that I am super excited about Axiom Verge coming to Wii U, which I think is happening tomorrow.
You really should be excited about it. It's so good. It's so good.
I'm going to wait until I'm done with AM2R, which I'm pretty far into it, so I don't imagine it's going to take a whole lot longer. It's just a matter of finding time to play it. Our good friend of the show, Matt Much, lent me a laptop with AM2R on it, and it's so good. It's so good.
How does it compare to Metroid 2? I know this is a little bit off topic, but I was really curious to get your opinion on it, because I know how much you love Metroid 2 and how well you know it.
It feels really different, just because Metroid 2 felt more like Super Metroid and Metroid 1, where it's a lot floatier, and this feels more like the Game Boy Advance ones. This game is brilliant. I still kind of stand behind a few of the things that I said, that if Nintendo were to publish this game, it would have to get polished up just a little bit in some very, very subtle ways. But I mean, I'm talking some very subtle ways. This game is done with so much love, and it is very true to the source material. One of the things that I'm liking so much is how they're adding personality to some of the areas in the game. Like, there's this one point in the game where there are these giant pipes going up and down, and they turned it into a in AM2R, they turned it into a water purification plant. So like all the pipes are in the same place, and you're going through all the same rooms, but there's these neat little extra things that they do in there to kind of flesh it out. This compares so favorably to Metroid 2. It's almost like how Zero Mission almost replaces the original Metroid. This makes big. The original Metroid 2 almost completely obsolete, outside of a few. It's tonally very different, because this game feels, audibly, it sounds a lot like the Metroid Prime series, which is very different from any other 2D Metroid game. So it does have a very different feel when you're traveling from place to place. I don't know if that feel is better or worse, but I will say, as a straight-up gaming experience, AM2R is spectacular. It's really, really freaking good.
I have been debating, because I've been thinking about this, because it's eventually something that we'll talk about. It might be my game of the year so far this year. Like, I
haven't given it much thought, but yeah, it might be.
A free remake of Metroid 2 might be game of the... Like, it's that good.
It is.
It's that good.
They put so much effort into making this thing so lovingly crafted. I would love to see what Nintendo could do with that. I would love to see that with, like, what little tiny bit of polish would Nintendo throw on top of that? And I'd also love to, like, the controller I'm playing it with isn't great. It's Dean lent me a Super Nintendo USB controller, but it's like really poor quality. It's very hard plastic, very clicky, not very responsive. Like the D-pad, I'll be pressing right, and sometimes it'll just keep flashing to up really bad. So some of the more advanced techniques are difficult. I do love how much you can customize the controls. I'm really excited about Axiom Verge when we...
Anyway, sorry. You really should be excited about Axiom Verge, because it is truly a fucking incredible game.
I have almost no knowledge of it either. Like, besides what you've talked about it, like really what to visibly expect out of that game and how it's going to feel, I'm going in almost completely blind. I know this. I've been intentionally kind of tuning out as much as I could, because people are telling me that this is the heir to Metroid. This is Metroid since they're not making Metroid right now. And of course that was before AM2R, which was literally Metroid since they're not making Metroid right now. But I really have very little idea of what to expect from Axiom Verge. So after I'm done with AM2R, I'm really excited to dive into this game.
Well, I am fucking excited for you. Like, it is something you're gonna fucking love it. It was like it was made for you. You know what I mean? Like, it's that type of game that I'm so confident you're gonna fucking love the shit out of it.
I've no doubt in my mind. All right, Dan, you're up.
All right. Well, looking over this list, there are a couple things that stand out, but like the big one, we can leave till the very end. The big biggie. But Sonic Boom, no, I'm just kidding. Fuck Sonic Boom.
Can we just talk real quick? Why is this still coming out?
Who knows?
Didn't everybody, including the Sonic fandom, universally despise Sonic Boom? Like, the cartoon didn't do well, the comic didn't do well, the games didn't do well.
No, nothing. None of it did well.
You're not dissuaded at all. You've got 2 new Sonic games coming out that look like traditional Sonic. They got nothing to do with Sonic Boom. But no, we're still gonna ram this down your throat. We're still gonna give this another try.
We are still doing this.
Thank you, Sega. Anyway, go on.
Fuck you, Sega. You bastards. So anyway, one of the things that I am really excited about is Pac-Man Championship Edition 2.
Hell yeah.
Because the first Championship Edition, I mean, like, look, Pac-Man is timeless. Pac-Man still holds up. You know what I mean? You could still pop in a quarter into an arcade machine at a fucking diner and have a blast playing Pac-Man. But the updating that they did, the way that they took the Pac-Man formula in Championship Edition and made it just fucking balls out crazy. They just went nuts with it, yet somehow still managed to retain the spirit, like the soul, the essence of fucking Pac-Man. Has me super excited for Championship Edition 2. Now, like you, I'm not a big fan of spoilers. I don't like to know too much shit. Like, I've seen all I need to see of the Doctor Strange trailers. They don't have to hook me. I'm going to go see it, right? I don't want to see anymore. I don't like to know certain things or to look at certain things. And I saw a couple of screenshots for Championship Edition 2. I saw, like, I think an announced trailer. And, like, that's it. That's all I need to know. You know, that is a game that I want to be surprised by because it is so simple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's such a simple formula that I don't want to go into it knowing, like, oh, I can't wait to try out this way that they do it. I want to be surprised by that way that they do it.
Yeah. No, I'm right with you there. I don't... All they had to say was Championship Edition 2, and that's all I needed.
Yep, I mean...
As long as it didn't turn into a 3D platformer, nothing against Pac-Man. Well, something against Pac-Man World, but...
a lot against Pac-Man World, let's be honest.
But, I mean, yeah, I'm so game for this. I'm so game for this. I don't have a console that will play it any longer.
That's unfortunate.
I don't think it's coming to Xbox 360 and PS3, is it? It's only on the new ones? I think it's skipping over Wii U entirely.
PC, PS4, Xbox One. Yeah.
Because clearly the Wii U can't handle Pac-Man Championship Edition. The hell? Ugh, whatever. But yeah, I'm just so happy that this is a thing that exists. I really like the way Namco's been treating Pac-Man lately. It's a really smart take on that character to have that, like, that cartoon that I heard was actually pretty decent.
It's really good.
And then they kind of built that world around there. But they also have this whole retro world of Pac-Man that's not moving in the directions that they were moving with the Pac-Man World series. It's like, let's just play with the actual Pac-Man formula and do cool things. And like Pac-Man versus Battle Royale in the arcades, like little things like that.
Yeah, that thing's fucking cool.
It is. It's too expensive, but...
I mean, that is the downfall of arcade games at this point, is that it's like, yeah, I mean, I could fucking, go to the arcade, but I could also just buy the shit and play it at home. And like, I'm usually going to do that given the option,
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. Like, looking at what they're doing with Championship Edition and the way that they're treating that franchise, it's like, hey, fucking Capcom, Mega Man 9 and 10 were good. Let's keep going. Do interesting things with these properties that you own. Like, Konami's a fucking lost cause. Like, we don't,
Konami hates you, you know it.
Yeah, Konami hates you. I'm never going to get a brand new fucking Life Force game. I'm really upset about that. But,
it's just not going to happen.
It's just not in the cards. But
you just kind of blew my mind open a little bit there. Like, yeah, Mega Man 9 and 10 were really cool, but they were games built around the limitations of NES.
Right.
Like, how crazy would it be to get a new Mega Man game that was still used the sprite art, but treated it similar to, like, say, the way Shovel Knight treated things, where it did things that no NES could ever dream to do, like as far as scaling and giant animation and stuff, but it still looked like the 8-bit sprites. Like, that would be a really cool direction to take Mega Man in.
You could do some incredible shit. Absolutely incredible shit. Like, think of the way things like Guacamelee look, or like Shovel Knight look, or when you play Axiom Verge, even though it's not as bright and colorful as those games, but that kind of sprite-based artwork done on these modern systems is amazing.
I would love to see a Mega Man game that looked like the artwork from the original, like, not the original Mega Man games, but say around Mega Man 4 through 6, like the art style that was going on there, the very bright cartoony style, and again the style that they applied to 9 and 10, but animated like the new Wonder Boy game or Cuphead, just like straight up animation looking.
That would be incredible.
Boy, oh boy.
Like, why is that not a thing? Why is Pac-Man the only franchise that seems to get like the reverence that it deserves, and treated the way that it should be treated? It fucking baffles me. Baffles me.
Baffles me. All right, speaking of baffles me, I am going to pick a game that I put on this list only because of its title. There is a game coming up called Psycho Pass Mandatory Happiness. This is oh boy, it is a PlayStation 4 game. It's actually on Xbox One in Japan, but doesn't seem to have an Xbox One American release date. It's a Nipponichi Software. What is this? It's a visual novel type of game.
Yeah.
This does not look like anything that I want to have anything to do with, but the game is called Psycho Pass Mandatory Happiness. The plot on Wikipedia describes this as, the story's backdrop is a dystopian future Tokyo where people can be preemptively imprisoned for their propensity to commit crimes. Boy, that sounds familiar. It's based on an anime. An anime called Minority Report. No, that's not it. Anyway, it just struck me as ridiculous. It put a smile on my face, and anything that makes me smile, I like to talk about. You're up, Dan.
Fair enough. There's a game coming out. I don't think it was on the list that you sent, but it's coming out for PS4. It's already out on Steam. It is an Adult Swim game, and it is called Jazzpunk. Do you know anything about Jazzpunk?
I am unfamiliar with Jazzpunk.
Okay, it was a game that came out like 2.5 years ago. It is like a single player adventure game, and it is like there's some puzzle solving, there's some exploration type stuff, but it is a really funny fucking game. Like, it's very weird and quirky and strange, and it has references to old like video games. Like there's a Duck Hunt game in there that's like, haha, it's Duck Hunt, right? Like you see shit and you're like, all right, cool, like I get it. It's just fucking weird. And like Adult Swim games have actually been putting out some really high quality shit. Like if you look through the Adult Swim games catalog, there's some actual some for real, like these are actually like, you're not just fucking around, are you? You're actually being serious.
Adult Swim games, I actually just remembered now, I forgot to put this in the news. But Adult Swim Games is helping make the new Toe Jam and Earl that got kickstarted.
Yeah,
like they just officially backed that project. So, yeah, thumbs up.
I mean, like your character's name, just from the name of the character, like it starts the jokes. You play a character named Polyblank because you're just a blank polygon with which to put your you know what I mean. Like everything in this game kind of gets that reaction. You're like. Right, like, and that's good enough for me. I'm excited about that kind of shit. There's a section of the game where you fight and kill a pig with a ukulele, because why not? You fight fucking cowboys. There's just like weird shit. The world is interesting. The graphics are cool. Like it looks neat. And it's fucking funny, man. Like, and it's coming to PS4, so. Me, who doesn't do a lot of PC gaming, but like I see PC games and I'm like, oh, I really hope that comes to a home console at some point. This one's coming, and I'm pretty excited about it.
Nice. All right, we'll each do one more. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick, just out of because it's interesting mostly because it is literally the only Wii U retail game coming out in the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
Paper Mario Color Splash.
Yeah, man.
I haven't played it. I mean, I didn't play through Sticker Star. I know a lot of people really hated on that game, but I didn't hate it. It was all right. The Paper Mario game looks really nice.
Yeah.
Like, that art style translates really well to HD. So
it's really bright. It's really colorful. It moves really well.
It is quite cool. So, and it's been a while since there's been a Paper Mario game on a console. So, I'm kind of jazzed for it. I don't know if I'm gonna actually spend any money on it because I don't have any money.
Because that's not a thing I have.
Yeah. I have a bunch of store credit at my local game shop, and not GameStop. It's Level Up. I have a whole bunch of store credit there, but it is just being saved for whatever NX is, because that's gonna happen someday, presumably. I mean, we'll talk about that a little bit in the news segment that we still don't know what the hell's going on. But yeah, I don't think I'll be spending any. Just like I didn't spend any money on Federation Force.
Yeah, no.
I just don't think it's going to happen. I mean, I'm glad it's coming out, but I'm not going to do anything about it. And just a quick honorable mention to the fact that NASCAR Heat Evolution is coming out, and I was genuinely surprised that NASCAR games are still a thing. I shouldn't be surprised because people like NASCAR, but I guess because I haven't worked in video game retail for so long, I kind of forgot that was a thing that happens every year.
I worked in video game retail for quite a while. I don't know that I ever sold a fucking NASCAR game.
Oh, I did.
Did you?
Oh, definitely.
I don't think I ever did. I think
every store I worked in, there was always these like 5 or 6 guys that would be really stoked and pre-order the next NASCAR game. And
see, I think I was that asshole who like when people came into the store and they were like, "Hey, new NASCAR game came out, right?" Like, nah, we didn't get it. Go fucking buy it somewhere else because I'm a dick. And
when's that new NASCAR game coming out? I love turning left.
I love turning left. Wasn't there one with trucks one time? There was like a NASCAR game with trucks or some shit.
Yeah, I feel like they tried to spice it up a little bit. But didn't really. I don't know.
There's really no way to spice it up. Like I know they had like, oh god, they were trying. Like when I still got Game Informer and like would, sit on the John and fucking read Game Informer from cover to cover. I remember like one year it was like a big deal because they were like, we're implementing driver profiles and like personalities. It's just like, fucking really? Stop it. Stop it. Fucking go make another Need for Speed. At least that's fun.
All right, Dan, last pick.
Well, is there any doubt of what it's going to be? I mean, it's The Last Guardian. Is
The Last Guardian is, I'll believe it when I fucking see it.
It's coming out October 25th. Like we are like 2 months away.
We're almost at DEF CON Duke Nukem Forever here.
We really are. So, interesting bit about The Last Guardian. The Japanese title for The Last Guardian, and I apologize for my Japanese pronunciation. I know at least a couple of, and I actually do know a couple of our listeners who speak Japanese. I apologize.
Their fingers are on the keyboard at the ready.
They really should be. Get your fucking keyboard warrior anger ready. But Hirokui no Owashi Trico is the Japanese name of The Last Guardian, and that literally translates to Trico, the large man-eating eagle. So, like, in Japan, The Last Guardian is called Trico, the large man-eating eagle, which makes it awesome to start with. But the fact that this game is actually coming, if you've never heard of The Last Guardian or you don't understand what the hype is surrounding it, 2 games that were made by Team Ico, who is developing this game, were Ico for the PS2 and Shadow of the Colossus for the PS2. And those games are so singular in their style and their genre and type of game. They are simply fucking masterpieces. even with the problems that they have, they are some of the most interesting, aesthetically pleasing, unbelievably effective in their storytelling. They are just amazing games. And there were remastered versions that you can get on the PS3, and I think you might even be able to get them on PS4 now. I don't know that for a fact. But The Last Guardian is the next game coming from Team Ico, and this game has been in development forever. It was
4 years, I think.
Yeah. It was supposed to be a PS3 game. It was then pushed back, and then pushed back, and then pushed back, and then became a running joke, and was then announced for the PS4, and then was pushed back, and was pushed back, and became a joke again, and then footage was shown of it, and it was fucking beautiful. Everything about this game, the interaction, the emotion, the storytelling between the main character and Trico, the large man-eating eagle, fucking eagle dog crazy looking thing, is so beautifully done, and is so, like, it is, you know, to go, like, did you ever see when Will Ferrell does James Lipton? To see an artist practicing at the highest form of his craft, look no further than Saved by the Bell, the college years. Like that, it is that level of fucking, oh, I am so eagerly anticipating this game because it is an experience. There are so few games that come out. There's lots of games that come out that are really fun. There's lots of games that come out where like, oh, this is fucking cool. This is neat. I'm excited. It's fun. Like blow shit up, rah, rah, bang, bang, boom, whatever. These games are an experience. And the fact that we're about to get another one for real this time with the power of the PS4, just goddamn it.
It is pretty exciting. Like, not gonna lie to you, it is genuinely exciting. But again, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, I mean, now I'm saying all this and watch, it's gonna get fucking pushed back to like 20 whenever. But you know, man,
just not happy with the feathers yet.
They don't animate quite correctly. Like, Kris, you've played Ico and Last Guardian, right? Or not Last Guardian, Shadow of the Colossus.
Ico, yes. Shadow of the Colossus, not to conclusion.
Am I wrong in my praise?
No, you are not wrong in the least. And them being upscaled to PS3 was a huge win for them, because this particularly Shadow of the Colossus was built on a system that could not handle it.
No, it couldn't. Like, the intricacy of the movement and the exactness of what you needed to do to scale these big fuck-off monsters could not be done when the frame rate was not consistent.
I mean, you were you were basically playing Stunt Race FX when you were climbing on some of these things, and it was your PS2 just turned into a slideshow. You could actually visibly see it sweat.
Yeah, it was brutal. It was brutal because the game was so beautiful. So
and that's the thing. It transcended that. The game is so good that you don't even mind it, because you can't be bothered by it, because it is, what you're doing is so gorgeous and so intense, and the art direction in these games is really, it's nothing else looks like a Team Ico game. You notice it, with the exception of the fact that the first game is literally called Ico, so there's no way you don't know it's developed by Team Ico. But just the look of those games, nothing else looks like it. It almost looks like rotoscoping. It's few 3D games pull off this kind of effect, and none of their art directions look quite like this. So, yeah, being excited for Last Guardian is a good thing. It is a rational thing, because I mean, how could you not be? It's really quite remarkable.
It really is, man. It's one of those things that, like, there are certain things that make me, you know, I don't know if proud is like the right word for it, but you know, when I think about what it means to be a gamer, somebody who has grown up playing video games, you know, and was there pretty much at the genesis of the, you know, no pun intended, the genesis of fucking console gaming. And I can remember being a little kid and sitting in my aunt's attic playing fucking Smurfs on my ColecoVision, to seeing how the industry has grown and changed and matured into this legitimate storytelling thing, and particularly the PlayStation. You know, like I love the PlayStation. I love the games that are on it, and one of the things that keeps me a PlayStation gamer versus, you know, I mean, I have a Wii U, but like in the PlayStation Xbox debate, the reason I fall to the PlayStation side is because nothing like The Last Guardian or Shadow of the Colossus or fucking Journey, things like that don't exist outside of the PlayStation universe. And I'm happy about that. You know, like I'm so fucking delighted that games like this exist.
Yeah, it's those kinds of games are part of Sony's identity, and I think it's one of the reasons that something like PlayStation All-Stars doesn't really work, because PlayStation's identity is so intrinsically different from Nintendo's identity. Nintendo is very specific character driven, and I guess the games that identify a Sony platform are a bit more experience driven, you know?
Yeah,
like,
they really are. You know, Kratos is a great character. I love Kratos. I love Jack. I love Daxter. I love Ratchet and Clank and Sly Cooper and Fat Princess and fucking... They're great characters, you know? The Sly Cooper games are some of my very favorite games that have ever been made. You know, fucking keep giving me more of those. You can have my money. But
by and large, they're not mascot driven.
They're not. Their essence, I said it earlier, but the soul of the PlayStation exists in things like Journey, like fucking Flower, you know, like Abzu, and like these weird experience-driven games, which is why I'm actually confident that PlayStation VR will be successful, is because they are an experience-based company, and I believe that they will deliver experiences that make it worth it. You know, like... Now, as I say that, one of the games coming out this year for PlayStation VR is 100-foot robot golf. But,
yes.
You know, I mean, that's a thing that I would also kind of be excited about if I were going to get a PlayStation VR. But I am excited to see where they're going to go with that platform in particular because of things like The Last Guardian.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take ourselves a quick break. That's enough chatting on this subject. We're running a little short on time. So
that just got serious and deep.
Yeah,
it was real.
We did end up talking about giant robot golf. So.
That's right. I tried to bring it back to, you know, our fucking...
Bring it back to our level.
Our target demographic.
All right, we're going to take ourselves a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about a few things that happened in the news. You're listening to the Stone Age Gamer podcast on Geekade.com. Stick around. And now, here's a look at some of the other original content available right now at Geekade.com. First up, Philadelphia is one of the toughest towns around when it comes to athletes earning the respect of the hometown fans. Dave Diorio has a few insights into what it takes to make it to sports superstardom in the city of brotherly love. Find out what the likes of Chase Utley, Allen Iverson, and Brian Dawkins have done to earn their place in the hearts of their fans in An Open Letter to Philly's Newest Stars, located in the think tank.
Does anywhere in that article warn them about having batteries thrown at them? Because
yes, I believe that is in there.
Okay, good. Fucking Philadelphia. I mean, I love it. It's a great city. But you throw batteries at Santa Claus and snowballs. Like, Jesus Christ.
He earned it.
Michael
Red
Irvin.
Bastard.
Michael Irvin blew out both of his knees, like, ended his career. They carried him out on a stretcher to a standing ovation. And not like one of respect, but like of a good fuck you. We hate you this much. Oh, Philly. Never change. Never change. Anyway, next, our bi-weekly wrestling wrap-up show is back. Again, for real this time. JR and Company recap the latest events in the world of professional wrestling, including SummerSlam, a backstage brouhaha between two giants, and Randy Orton's new sponsor. Click on over to our YouTube page and check out Ring the Bell episode 201B, Sometimes They Come Back. Again.
And they did come back again.
They did. I'm so happy about that. I love that show.
Me too.
I love those guys. They're funny.
They are. What nice fellows. Then, there's a new episode of Into the Vault, showing off a truly special piece of my video game collection. Have you ever thought that portable gaming is great? But what if my screensaver went off while I was reading? But what if it could be strapped to your head, shown exclusively in the color red, and had the action take place on a series of LCD frames in which it's really tough to tell what the hell is going on? If so, the Tiger R-Zone may just be the system for you. Come catch the worst Let's Play video of all time in Into the Vault, episode 19, Tiger R-Zone.
It is truly horrendous. Horrendous. Finally, and can I just comment on the fact that I love that you write these articles like a 7th grade English paper? First, next, then, finally. Like, you should start the end of it with, in summation, you can catch all this great stuff. Finally.
I like it to sound conversational.
It's so funny. Anyway. It's been a long time, but Kris is finally back to playing Pokemon Blue. In this segment of his journey, he faces off against something called Eradicate and something else called a Super Nerd. But above all, is reminded why Zubats can kiss the fattest part of his ass. Get caught up on the latest chapter of the saga in Pokemon Propitiation, day 684.
That's right, I'm 684 days into Pokemon Blue, and I'm still on my way to Mount Moon.
It is the slowest journey through Pokemon in the history of man.
Truly is. You can catch all this great... In summation, you can catch all this great stuff with tons of other articles, videos, podcasts, and more right now at geekade.com.
You might as well end these with, I don't have anything else to write, so bye.
Back, and Dan is fabulous. It's a scientific fact. All right, let's talk about a few things that happened in the news this past week or so. All right, first things first. There's actually a startling new development in this. Renegade Kid, the developers of like Zeodrifter and Mutant Muds, and Dementium, the Ward, and Moon have split.
Which sucks.
It does, but the more I read about it, the more it makes sense. Like, the guys aren't splitting because they're not friends or anything like that. They're splitting because the company was making games in two very distinct different directions, and rather than try to step on each other's feet and get in each other's way, they're just kind of going their own different ways. Jules Watson's company is now called Atui, and Greg Hargrove's outlet is called Infitismo. Greg Hargrove was the one that was more responsible for stuff like Moon and Dementium, and Jules Watson was more into the old school 2D stuff. So that's interesting that they split like that. It does make me a little sad because I love the name Renegade Kid. Like,
it's a great name.
It is a great name for a business, but I guess a Tui will have to do for me.
How long have you been sitting on that one?
Yeah, it's just minutes. That's off the cuff, man. You're getting this real time.
That's fucking scrumtrelescent.
While we were, I don't even remember why I was looking at my phone, but I just randomly checked Go Nintendo, and I noticed that Atui has announced their first game. It's called Chicken Wiggle, and I have to have it.
Those are things that exist in the world.
It looks like Mutant Mudds and Zeo Drifter. It has the same art style, but you appear to be a chicken with a Yoshi tongue, and like you grab things Bionic Commando style.
Why not?
Yeah, freaking sold.
I love Zeo Drifter. That I wasn't as big into Mutant Mudds as maybe I should have been, or at least thought I was going to be. But Zeo Drifter's fucking great. Love that.
Zeo Drifter's great. I didn't like the fact that you fought the same boss over and over again.
Well, yeah,
it was a little on the short side, but I would love to see a sequel to that game. And Mutant Mudds, I really loved when it first came out. Mostly because it was literally a cross between Virtual Boy Wario Land and Gargoyle's Quest. Like, it was straight up those two games mashed together with a weird retro look. I was in love with that game. I haven't gone back to play it since because every time I think of going back to play it, I'm just like, shit, I don't want to do that again. I don't want to do any of that stuff again. That game was hard as hell.
It is fucking hard.
I 100%ed it. I mastered that thing, and they're introducing new like grandma levels that are even harder. I'm like, I don't want any part of this. Keep that crap away from me. All right, let's move on. This one kind of cracked me up. The Galaxy 3DS is coming out. It got its own video. Like, Reggie made a whole video about this thing. Mm-hmm. It's just a new 3DS with a picture of a galaxy on it. Mm-hmm. Like, I thought maybe this was some sort of weird new tech. Like, what is this? Why is this news? It's not just be a new 3DS with a picture of a galaxy on it. And you know how this happened? I guarantee this is how this happened. Reggie came into work one day. They showed it to him. He was like, this thing is fucking awesome. And they're like, yeah, I guess it's pretty cool. We're going to release it. Like, no, I'm making a video. Set up the cameras.
Set up the cameras right fucking now. People need to know about this shit.
Like, I am sure in my heart that this was not any kind of, like, company directive thing. This was just something Reggie thought was cool.
Well, to be fair, what else was he going to talk about?
Clearly nothing, but at the same time, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, it is actually really sweet looking.
I know, it looks fucking cool, but
yeah, it looks quite nice, but is it quite nice enough to get its own, like, president of Nintendo sitting in front of a camera talking about it? I don't know. It's weird.
It's weird. Not that nice.
No, not that nice. Okay, moving on. This one's weird. I haven't even really read this story much. Capcom in Japan is releasing a game that is based on IC cards, which is the cards you use to pay for public transportation in Japan. Mm-hmm. And there's a game that has something to do with these cards. I'm confused.
It sounds, and I mean this with all due respect and love, it sounds like a very Japanese thing to do.
It does. Well, mostly because, there's public trans all over in Japan and not so much here in America. Let's see.
Well, but not only that, but like to make a game out of it seems like a very Japanese thing to do because they, like, it's what's interesting about the cultures, the cultural disparity between Japan and America is that in Japan, it is not an uncommon sight to see businessmen, young, old, whatever, people play games. It is a very accepted part of Japanese culture. We talked about it last week. The fucking prime minister came out as fucking Mario. You know what I mean? Like that. I mean, it is a very identifiable, respected part of their culture. And here in America, there is still this disparity between gamers like us and then people who only play Madden, and then our parents who are gamers but don't think that they're gamers because they play like solitaire on the computer or those stupid fucking like the EA games portal that has all the little flash games and shit. Like they'll play that or Mahjong, and like they don't think that they're playing video games, but they're actually just fucking playing video games. Like there's still this weird kind of disconnect. But in Japan, it's fucking totally cool. Like everybody fucking plays games in Japan. So
yeah, because why not?
Yeah, I mean it's just an accepted part of culture. And as we're getting older, I think that is changing here in the States. You know, you and I being in our 30s, you know, we are not the only 30-year-olds that fucking play video games. You know what I mean? There's lots of us that have grown up kind of with this as just being a part of our daily lives. So while that is changing, you know, I don't think it is unfair to say that gaming still has somewhat of a negative stigma associated with it here versus other parts of the world.
Agreed.
Specifically Japan.
Well, yeah. No, I get that. And I think it's kind of neat that they take... I always love it when they take real-world things and try to incorporate them into gaming. You know, like I really liked Street Pass. I thought Boktai was really cool with the sun sensor and whatnot. So this seems like a really interesting way to I mean, 3DS clearly isn't going anywhere, so...
No, and it's another way to kill time. You know, like it's neat. You fucking commuting to work, fucking play some shit, you know?
Huzzah.
After you've caught your Pokemon and collected your orbs in Pad Radar, fucking do whatever this thing is.
Speaking of, I forgot how I was going to segue this one, but it was going to be great. Just
sure
imagine I came up with something really clever.
Oh, that was good, Chris.
Yeah, thank you. So Konami, in their ongoing quest to prove that they still hate you, has decided to announce Metal Gear Solid 5: The Definitive Experience, which will just be the Phantom Pain and Ground Zeroes combined. Now, I don't understand some of this. There was apparently some piece of the game that was left open-ended. Am I understanding this correctly? There's some part of this game of Metal Gear Solid 5 that was left open, and Konami announced, I think around the same time they announced this, maybe it's part of the same announcement, that they will not be finishing off that piece of the story.
Right.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do. I haven't gotten to it yet because in full transparency here, I still haven't finished Metal Gear Solid 5 because...
You just turn it on every couple of days and attach balloons to bears?
I do, because it's just... I have... a very
can't get past it.
I just can't. No, I have a very, very hard time completing open world games, with the responsibilities and how my day-to-day life goes. When I sit down to play a game, if I don't have a direct objective in front of me, if it's like, hey, you could go fucking attach balloons to bears, that's what I'm gonna do. You know, like, because why the fuck wouldn't I? I have a very hard time with open world shit. So. Mm-hmm. I do know what they're talking about. What pisses me off about this is that if we're being honest, if Konami were being honest anyway, Ground Zeroes was originally part of Metal Gear Solid 5. Like that is the precursor to the story that you play. Like that's what you were supposed to play first. But then they split it off into its own thing so they could charge more money, and now they're putting it back together so they could charge more money again. Like, it's just another fuck you from Konami. And normally I'm all for this kind of shit. Normally, like, remaster it, put in the downloadable content, all that stuff. But if you look at the list of downloadable content that is included with this game, it's cosmetic. It's purely cosmetic. Like, there's no additional story chunks that you're getting. You know, when you buy the Arkham Knight Game of the Year edition, you get the fucking downloadable shit. When you buy the Shadow of Mordor Definitive Edition, when this Tomb Raider game comes out in December or November, whenever it comes out, you're getting these additional story content added to a game that's been out for a little while. With this, you're getting like, oh, here's another gun you can use in multiplayer. Like, just fuck off. I fucking hate Konami. I've gotten to that point now where just
they feel the same way about you.
They can eat a giant bag of dicks.
Whole bouquet, whenever they're ready. All right, let's see here. Then there's a Nintendo Direct coming tomorrow, or yesterday if you're listening to this episode the day it goes live. We record on Wednesday night, so tomorrow night there's going to be a Nintendo Direct. And they very specifically flat out said that it's just going to be about 3DS games. No mention of the NX. Because why would you want to talk about a system that's releasing in March? It is... Nintendo has officially announced, this is what we know about the NX. It's codenamed NX.
And it's coming in March.
That's what we know. There's been a couple of games announced for the platform, so it's reasonable to believe that whatever the platform is a thing that is actually going to happen someday. But I mean, sure, let's do a Nintendo Direct on 3DS. I love my 3DS. I could use some sort of fun surprise. I would love for them to announce that Picross 3D 2 is coming to the States, because I would play the shit out of Picross 3D 2. But you know what I really want to know is, what the hell is NX?
At this point, I hope they don't say anything. Like, I hope they just fucking release it as a total surprise. Because, one, that would be a very Nintendo thing to do. Two, it wouldn't hurt the overall first-day sales of it even a little bit, because you're going to buy one regardless of whether they tell you anything about it or not, and you're not alone in that.
Yeah, but they need to get people other than me to be like, they need to start marketing whatever the hell this thing is, because it's not... They're starting to rub people like me the wrong way with this. Like, there is a large portion of the Nintendo fan base that just wants to know what the hell it is. And the fact that there's all these leaks left and right, that we're getting like weird MS Paint drawings of what some sources think the controller looks like just tell us already. Just blow the lid off. I don't know why. Either they're keeping this all secret because they're genuinely afraid that somebody's going to rip them off, sure, or they don't have anything to show yet, which is also really concerning. Like, I know they pushed it back until March because they said they want to make sure that when they launch this thing, it has enough games to support it, like that we don't wind up with the drought that we've gotten with the 3DS and with the Wii U. But I distinctly remember that after they launched the 3DS and they had to do that big major price drop and then they had the big software drought, they were going to release the Wii U, and they used they used the term, "we learned our lesson" with the 3DS. And you know what they didn't do? Learn their goddamn lesson. They did the same exact thing with the Wii U as they did with the 3DS. The same mistakes. And the 3DS was able to bounce back. The Wii U was not. I mean, it's leveled out. It's not a huge, colossal failure, but it's at best leveled out. And now they've all but abandoned the damn thing.
They have. And the 3DS is still going strong because of the quality of games and the fact that there are interesting games like Phoenix Wright that you can only get on that system. You know, like there are interesting things that you can only get there. But are you at all concerned that this may be the beginning of the end for Nintendo as a console maker?
I don't know if concerned is the right thing for me to say, because
convinced?
Like, them as a console maker, as much as they say, and when Iwata was around, it was really intrinsic to their business that they be the ones that make the hardware that goes with their software. But as I feel the direction of the industry is changing into this thing where hardware could theoretically be something more nebulous. If you think of what Nintendo could accomplish, like, first off, by consolidating their their console and portable stuff into one development unit instead of trying to stretch them across two different platforms, that's really neat. But when you think about what Nintendo could accomplish as a third party, I'm not saying that Nintendo needs to go third party. I'm not going to be that guy. I still think that they have every opportunity to create something that we don't know we want yet.
Right.
Like, there's every single possibility that the NX could be the game changer that they seem to think it is. And we just don't know it because we don't have their brains. We are not Shigeru Miyamoto, and we are not the legions of insane human beings who work for Nintendo. So really, who the hell knows? But I also can't shake the feeling that if they just focused all of their attention on making games with all of their IP, but that would be a really interesting world to live in, you know?
It really would. And like still make your portable consoles. You know, they do that better than anybody else, but I mean, like what's interesting to me is that if we're saying that the NX is a combined system, like the rumors seem to suggest that it will be both the portable and the home console, it would instantly become the most insanely powerful portable console that there has ever been, because there's no way that Breath of the Wild, you know, like the hardware that has to run that for the home, like to make that portable, like I can't even imagine a battery that could fucking sustain that, you know, like there's so much that goes into it. But we know that Breath of the Wild is coming for the NX, so like there's just so much goddamn misinformation and unknown about this, and I am genuinely concerned that Nintendo is losing it big time, because I don't want there to only be Sony and Microsoft. That's not good for gamers. Like, overall, that's not a good thing. Less competition is never good. So
I mean, as far as like actual game consoles are concerned, I don't really think that's necessarily the worst thing in the world.
Well,
I don't mind their like, we used to. I mean, I guess technically the TurboGrafx was around, but it was never real competition for Nintendo and Sega. Like when we were growing up, it was Nintendo versus Sega. It was for the 8-bit generation and the 16-bit generation, and then Sony entered the marketplace, and we had 3, and then we only had 2 because Sega bowed out, but then we had 3 again because Microsoft showed up.
Yeah, I mean,
and
I guess you're right.
3 for a while, and the third one's always kind of been this weird odd man out, and that odd man out has been Nintendo for a while. And
I mean, believe me, I want to play Breath of the Wild on my PS4. That's what I want to do.
Wouldn't that be something?
That would be nice. But like what really concerns me about it, just as far as like, you know, people who love Nintendo, I want them to be happy. I want them to love Nintendo. But when you look at the fact that you have a brand new console coming out in March that you know fuck all about, and if you're looking like, well, I could save my money until then to buy this thing on faith at this point,
which is what I'm doing, or
I could save my money and buy a PS4 and play The Last Guardian. That's a hard choice to, you know, like.
You're not wrong. The thoughts crossed my mind to take all my store credit and buy a PlayStation 4, but I know me, and I've gotten every Nintendo console since the Super Nintendo at launch.
Yeah,
I can't miss it. It's extraordinarily important to me, and whatever NX is, it's gonna have the games that I want to play more than anything. Because more than any other game on any other platform, for me personally, I want to play Nintendo games. Those are the ones that make me smile the most. So
I hope it's
whatever
good.
NX is, I really hope that it's good. But it's hard to. I've been in this position before with Nintendo where it's hard to have faith in what they're going to do next, and then they do whatever they're going to do, and 8 times out of 10, I'm really happy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I remember when New Super Mario Bros. 2 and New Super Mario Bros. U were announced, and I was like, guys, stop it, man. I'd stop it with the New Super Mario Bros. Games, and then I skipped New Super Mario Bros. 2 entirely, which was a smart move because that game is kind of weak. And I bought New Super Mario Bros. U, and it was fantastic. It was a joyous experience. It wasn't flawless, but it made me happy. Thinking back even a few generations further, like the maddest I've ever been at Nintendo was Wind Waker, Metroid Prime, and Mario Sunshine. Like, okay, Mario's a janitor, Metroid Prime is an American-developed first-person shooter, and Zelda looks like a goddamn cartoon. And holy shit, all 3 of those games are some of the best games of their generation.
Yeah, like, you're not wrong.
Nintendo is so great at giving me things I didn't know I wanted. And it's hard for me to not have some faith that NX is going to be whatever that is. So, I don't know. We'll see. I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated that we don't know shit about it. Like, at least at the end of this direct, tell us when you're going to talk about NX. Because, like, just tell us that you have a plan. Show us that you have a plan. That's what I want. I just want to know that you have a plan.
Help me help you, Nintendo.
All right, let's end this on a high note. Let's end this on the highest of high notes. Ugh, this makes me so happy.
Wait, are we going to talk about the fact that Puzzle and Dragons in Japan has a Kanuka Man collab going on right now? Oh yeah, fucking Ultimate Muscle characters. It's fucking awesome.
And Dan is officially in heaven.
Is that not what we're talking about? Because it's fucking great.
No, we're talking about something even better. That there is an actual online petition that wants the United States to change the national anthem to City Escape from Sonic Adventure 2. I didn't even read the story. I don't know where this came from. I don't know why it is that there are people that think that this is what should happen. I don't know why there are people that think that this is a song that anyone should listen to ever.
But they exist, and I'm happy for them. I'm going to sign it. I mean, it's not going to go through, but I'm going to sign it. That is the correct response, I feel.
I believe rolling around at the speed of sound. I remember playing the Sonic Adventure 2 demo on the Dreamcast back when it came out. I remember playing that and being like, this is pretty cool. I dig this thing where you're ski boarding, whatever, snowboarding without snow down a giant street, and this like huge ass truck was chasing after you, and the music was pretty cool. And I was like, all right, good times. Then they released the actual game, and I'm playing the stage, and there's lyrics to the music, and it's that same the filth that spews out of Sonic music, where they're just talking about chasing their dreams and believing in their friends, and it's like, stop, just please stop.
Please don't.
You're hurting. I couldn't play that game. From that point on, I could not play the game. I couldn't do it. They said something about following their rainbow, and I was like, I'm out. I am tagging out. This is too much for me.
Yeah.
I can't do it anymore.
It's a thing.
It's a thing, and I am out of show.
It's a thing that exists.
Thank you, Sonic fans,
for being the craziest bunch of fucking coconuts. Because you are a fucking bunch of Looney Tunes who
God
all
bless
need
you.
to be stopped.
I love me the Genesis Sonic games. I do, with my heart. I think they're great, and I liked Sonic Rush, but the 3D Sonic games and the butt rock that comes along with them. I'm out. And that's our show. Once again, you can get in touch with us at mail@geekade.com, as well as all flavors of social media that we inhabit. You can like us on Facebook, find us on Instagram at Geekade, subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch channels for our latest video content, and follow us on Twitter at @the_Geekade. You can also find us individually on Twitter. I'm at Geekade Kris, and Dan is at
Geekade Dan.
If you're interested in more information about anything we discussed tonight, especially signing the petition to change our national anthem, you can be sure to check out the show notes. And while you're at it, you can also subscribe to this and any of our other wonderful podcasts on iTunes, or if you're super nice, you can please leave us a review. A nice 5-star review would be nice, because any and all feedback is welcome and appreciated. We would also like to thank Mark TDK Knight for our show's theme. You can check him out on SoundCloud and Bandcamp, or his website, which we'll also have a link to in the show notes. Again, always remember to keep your eyes on geekade.com, where we post something new every single day. Dan, any closing thoughts?
Yeah, this show is way better without Dean. I'm just putting that out there. He's probably not going to listen to that, but
he'll never hear it. I love you, Dean.
Fuck him.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, you prick bastard.
Thanks again for listening. On behalf of Dan and myself, keep playing games.